with Pipsqueak, I've put my time, like my creativity. I've been like, this is who Pipsqueak is. It's a whole nother character than who I am on my day-to-day basis.
Here we go. Hi, fifth week. Welcome to the meetup spot.
Hello.
So I guess it's must be dark in your hole in the wall. Eh?
Yeah, it is currently storming outside actually.
Oh,
So it is very dark outside, which is making it a little bit dark in my room. So I was trying to combat it with the lighting. So
so you mentioned before we recorded you're gonna be somewhere within the next in the next 3 hours. What's that?
I'm actually going out. There's a thing here in town, that's like a karaoke place.
Mm.
But they're actually doing kind of like a little contest. So I'm gonna go
Oh,
compete in that for fun with some friends tonight.
nice. It's nice. It's Clown coming?
No, I think
Oh,
they are unavailable tonight. This is a couple of my non-idol friends that are going, but normally I
oh.
do hang out with Clown.
Ah, I see. I see. All
Yeah.
right, here we go. Here we go. So, Pipsqueak, tell me about yourself and your growing up story.
Oh goodness. Okay, so I am Pipsqueak. Growing up, I was always involved in like fine arts, so like choir, theater, anything that I could do that was creative, I wanted to be a part of it. As well was a singer. And so growing up, I'd see like her old videos from singing and performing, like in her high school talent shows and everything, and it really inspired me to want to do the same thing. So as soon as I could get a chance to be on a stage, I did that. I auditioned for like Annie Jr. when I was like in sixth grade, and performed in that. And I've always been involved in something creative. Like I always knew that for me, I didn't want to just be sitting at a desk all day or working somewhere that I didn't enjoy. And being creative has always been like a um, very important thing for me. Uh, but yeah, I mean, growing up, I was kind of who I am right now, super silly, super outgoing, tries to make friends with everybody. And I think what I did as a kid kind of built me to who I am right now. So,
Mm, nice. And old videos of who? Yours or
like when I would watch the old videos and stuff.
yeah?
So my mom, when she was in high school, she would perform in like the little talent shows and they would video them. And we actually went to the same high school. As I grew up, I ended up going to the same high school as her. So I performed in the same talent show that she was in.
Ah,
And so she loved to sing. She was in choir and things like that. So it inspired me to want to do the same things. I look up to my mom a lot. So
ah.
I wanted to be just like her growing up.
Nice. Just basically your own basically your own thing, I guess.
Yeah, just a different version. I don't think I would have ever seen her dressing up as a mouse to perform, but yeah, I mean, I get a lot of my inspiration from her though, as a person and as a performer.
Mm, that's nice. That's nice. Pipsqueak, why do you do what you do?
Oh, well, one thing for me is it's a really good creative outlet for myself. It's something that I look forward to doing and it brings me a lot of joy. I also really like to be entertainment for other people. I like to make people smile, make people's day, and I found that with performing, I can do that. And especially because I actually before this I was under a different name and a whole different like Idol Sona. But being Pipsqueak now, I have a lot of people that love rodents and mice and things like that, and they're really excited to see a performer that is wrapped around that because they're like, oh, that's really cool. Because you do see a lot of like dogs or cats or like some of the more popular animals, but seeing a mouse performer is kind of odd. But it brings people joy, and I think that's my biggest part is I want to be someone who brings joy to other people, and someone that if there's someone out there that's like, I don't know if I could do it because I don't know if I'm ready for it, like I want to be that person they can look to and be like, okay, well, she jumped into it, like I could too.
Nice. And what got you interested in idol performing initially?
Um, well, I feel like it was kind of a gateway for me. Like I said, I was in theater and choir, and when I went to college, I started getting heavily into like K-pop. And when I was getting
Mhm.
into K-pop with the friends I was surrounded with, we started doing like dance covers and like doing stuff together. But I realized that I also would like to do solo stuff, and so I tried to start doing um K-pop things as a solo, but it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't as like crowd interaction, like feedback as I would have wanted it to be. I went to a couple anime conventions here in my town, and there was an idol festival being held, and I had kind of just poked my head in because I didn't know what it was. And I saw these people performing and having a good time, and I was like, oh, like that looks like a lot of fun. I like the outfits, I like the music. I like the fact that all of like the audience, like a bunch of the audience members had like the pin lights and they were like cheering with them, and I thought that was really cool. So I had a couple friends, like Clown and a few other people that I had slowly started to watch on like social media. And I was like, well, I kind of want to take a chance and maybe see if maybe going more towards like the J-pop kaigai idol realm might be more fitting for my personality and more fitting for what I'm wanting to do. So, and it was. I mean, I got the opportunity to perform at like a little Halloween busking event-esque, and it was my debut per se, and it was everything I would have wanted it to be.
So that's okay. So that's interesting. K-pop to J-pop. So tell me what's that? So tell me more about that transition.
So with the K-pop, I've always liked dancing. I've always liked moving. And K-pop dances really have some intricate dance moves. Like they work really, really hard. And I got into it back in the era of like Big Bang, Girls' Generation, things like that. But as the years went by, I got into like Twice and Stray Kids and stuff. And I liked the dances, I really did, but there was a point where I was like, I kind of want something that's not necessarily easier because J-pop dances, some of them are still very difficult, but I wanted something that I had a little bit more flexibility with. And so it just so happened that I had friends that both liked K-pop and J-pop.
Mm,
And so they were able to start introducing me to different things like Love Live, introducing me to things like the like Vocaloid, like Hatsune Miku and things. So I was able to kind of make that transition due to my friends, really more than anything. But I have found a passion for liking to perform J-pop a lot more, even though I still very much like K-pop. Like I'll listen to it, I'll go to concerts, but when it comes to performing, I'm more of a J-pop performer.
mm, I see. I see. And so, um, how did you know that being an idol is the right fit for you?
Um, that's a good question. I think I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh,
Um, like I said, I just rebranded into Pipsqueak, and even before that, I was under a different name, probably October of
23,
20, maybe 2023. It was either 2023 or 2024. It might have been
somewhere
24.
around that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was kind of like a little nervous about it. I wasn't sure if it was exactly the right fit for me, and I'm still trying to figure out because in many ways, like as much as I identify as like an idol, like a kaigai idol, I like to perform lots of different things. So like typically like when I'm singing, I choose a lot of like Anna songs, so like songs from anime, like Fairy Tale, all of those. Like I'm very much into that. So I don't necessarily fit under strictly the J-pop realm anymore. But I think being an idol, not like it's something, and like I said before, sorry, like I said before, it's kind of an outlet for me as well, and it's brought me a lot of joy even on like my sad days. I'm like, well, you know what? Like I can go learn a new dance, or I can go prep for something, or I can go see what my other idol buddies are doing, and it's kind of been like, even though I've become like fairly popular with people, at least in my local community. Like, I still feel like I'm still like the little guy that's just kind of trying to figure out if being an idol is quite uh where I want to be at yet, but I love every part of it right now.
Mm. And do you have times inject Pokemon in it?
Sorry, one more time.
Do you at times inject Pokemon in it?
Oh yeah, so actually this upcoming Sunday for Anime Fest Wichita, one of my songs I'm doing is the Pokemon intro for like a
That's
singing
nice. Yeah.
piece. So I'm very
Japanese? Oh,
excited.
go on.
No,
Go ahead.
that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. So Japanese or the English one?
So for this weekend, I'm doing the English version, but I have
Okay.
sang in both Japanese and in English before. When I've done songs like when I did Luminous Limelight, which was about 2 weeks ago, I did Snow Fairy from the fairy tale opening, and I did it a mixture of Japanese and English. And then I also previously have done other pieces in Japanese as well. So it takes me a little bit because I'm wanting to like professionally learn it. So I'm not a professional by any means, but I'm trying because I would like to be able to do that more and sing more in Japanese when I'm available to. So, but
Hmm.
do it justice if that makes sense.
I see. That's great. So, what was your experience idol performing under a different persona before Pipsqueak?
Well, I was under the name Pip Kira, which was a name that another idol gave for me because I just wanted to perform. So I was like, I don't know anything about idols yet. I just want to perform. I want to sing. I want to dance. Well, at that time, I just wanted to dance. I wasn't singing yet. I just wanted to dance, and I wanted just they said, well, you need to have a name. Like, we don't want to use your actual name. Like, we need to come up with a name for you. And I was like, okay. And at the time, I was still heavily into like photography and things like that. And I don't remember the full reasoning behind the name. It was like, oh, this is similar to a name for like a photo booth. Oh, the storm. Like a photo booth in Japan. And I was like, okay, like it's a mixture of my actual name and like a name of a photo booth in Japan. I was like, I'll go with it and call it good. I didn't have a deep connection to it. Like with Pipsqueak, I've put my time, like my creativity. I've been like, this is who Pipsqueak is. It's a whole nother character than who I am on my day-to-day basis. I did not have that with my first debut. I just wanted to perform, and I didn't quite know how rewarding it would be to be able to have like an actual idol persona that I can build upon. So it was a good experience. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people, but I truly think that making the switch that I did in January of this year has excelled me beyond what I could have ever imagined.
And I hear you debuted at a maid cafe, right? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I have a couple friends. They run Momochi Maid Cafe, and they were looking for performers. And at the time, I was just gonna perform as Pip Kira. I was like, I'm just gonna perform again. I just want to perform. It's been a couple months because at that point, it had been almost 6 months since I had performed. So I was like, I just want to perform. But then I was sitting down with one of my friends, May, and I was like, I just don't feel like performing as Pip Kira is gonna put me at my best start for the new year. And she was like, well, why don't you just rebrand? And I was like, well, this was 2 weeks before the Maid Cafe. So I messaged my friends that own the business. And whew, I don't know if you can hear
That's
all of
okay.
this storm or not. um, I was like, I don't know what to do. So I messaged him. I said, hey, can I like change my name, change my costume? I'm gonna keep the same set list. But I'm gonna be a different person. They're like, okay, sure, why not? I had 2 weeks, and if it weren't for May, helping me make a costume, she is a phenomenal like hairstylist as well. So she did my wig and everything. Like we were
Ooh,
working
yeah.
late nights to be able to get everything done within that 2 week span, which was insane. But we got it done. I feel like we got my costume and everything done like 3 days before the actual maid cafe. And I had like one practice in it before the day of. And I didn't even know how to pin my ears. My friend Shosh had to pin my ears for me, like because there's tons of bobby pins that get put into them to keep them on. That way they don't like fall off while I'm performing. But it was very nerve-wracking. The experience was great. I loved being at the Maid Cafe. I think maid cafes are awesome. I've always wanted to work at one for like a weekend. But the lead up to the Maid Cafe was quite crazy because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get done in time. Like, what if I'm not done in time?
Hmm. So wait, so this was to summarize what you're saying, you've been preparing this Bakara thing before the maid cafe?
Yes, so I was doing the Pip Kira stuff probably about a year and a half before the Maid Cafe, and it was like it was clothing pieces out of my closet. It was my real hair. I
Oh,
had no like there was no costume really. It was just
oh,
whatever I felt like wearing. So, I just felt like because I the last time I performed before the Maid Cafe was at Anime Fest Wichita in June of 2025. and I wasn't happy with the performance because I didn't feel like it was my best performance. So I kind of took a break. And then when my friends were like, "Hey, we're hosting a maid cafe. We're looking for performers. Do you want to perform?" I was like, "Yes, I want to have another chance at it." And but sitting down and really thinking about it, I was like, I can't perform as Pip Kira again. It's not who I want to be as an idol, and I want to change who I am to be able to fit something that makes me a lot happier. And so that's why I made the change in January.
Mm, okay. So how did you how did you become interested in rodents and mouse and mice?
So I love animals in general, but as funny as it is, my grandma growing up, she wasn't around very long, but she had tons of little mice figures and she loved mice. And I never, like, if you were to ask me, like, if that's how I remember it, I don't. My mom tells me all the time, she's like, your grandma loved mice. And I find it so silly that you also like mice. Because my mom, like, she's kind of indifferent to it. But my mom and I love to go antiquing. And so slowly,
Oh.
I would start finding these little mouse figurines. And I was like, man, they're so cute. And it was mainly the Christmas ones because for some reason, on like the between the 1950s and 1980s, there were so many like mice Christmas figures. And I was like, this is odd. I kind of like it though. So I started buying them and I grew a huge collection of them. Um, and I was like, I just have an appreciation for them. I think they're the little guys. I think there's a lot of like misconceptions about them. They're extremely smart and in a lot of ways like how I feel as a person I relate to when it comes to mice. I actually have a pet mouse as well. I got him last year. His name is Ralph. I named him after Beverly Cleary's Ralphus Mouse book. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I genuinely I don't know, like something about them, I just think they're really misunderstood. And I think there's just a lot of like, oh, they're gross, oh, they're like nasty, or they're a menace. Like I don't want them in my house, which granted, you don't want mice in your house. I'm not gonna say welcome your house to a bunch of mice. That's not what I'm saying. But like have a little bit of a heart for them too. Like they're just trying to live their life as well. And I think you can learn a lot from them just by learning about them. So, I had made a joke to one of my friends. And I was like, man, if I could rebrand as an I'd be like Pipsqueak or something. I was like, like a because Pip involves my first name as well, like my actual name. So I was like, it works. I'll just be Pipsqueak, like a mouse. And then all of my friends, we were at dinner, turned to me and they said, that's actually a great idea. And I was like,
Oh.
oh, okay. So I don't know. Mice just have a very special place in my heart, and um, I don't think there's ever been a time that they haven't. So.
That's nice. And do you think mice are afraid of the rain or storms?
Oh, absolutely. Mice are
Oh.
known for running away. They're a natural prey, so they typically try to run away from things. And most times when mice get in your house, it's because they're trying to find shelter more than anything. Like it's shelter first then food. So I don't like, I know like my mouse, for example, does not like big thunderstorms because they also have like sensitive ears as well. So loud noises are not for them. They can be timid. That's why I think it's so silly. Some people are super afraid if they see a mouse like run somewhere. I'm like, the mouse is probably more afraid of you than anything else. Like you're a giant person and they're running for their lives right now. Like they're just a little guy, you know?
Hmm. So okay. So how did you so I think okay. So how did you come up with the backstory for Pipsqueak? Which hearing it, it's a great idea.
Thank you. It's been a lot of thinking, and actually, recently, thanks to there's a thing called Idol Incubator, which is like a server, like a Discord server where people who are familiar with idols are able to give advice and like workshops to people who want to become an idol, which I think has been great.
Mm.
Clown recently did a branding workshop about finding your brand, like who are you as an idol? How can you be well known? And I've always felt like and I haven't fully, like, I'm gonna do a full, like, story background at some point on my social media. But, to put it simply, like, I always believed Pipsqueak started out as an actual mouse. that lived in a wall of like a rotating theater, like a theater venue where there'd be like a concert one night, a play the next night, a comedy stand-up show the next night. And she observed all of this and observed like how the crowd was so excited. But she always had to hide away because you don't want mice in your building, obviously. And so my thought is one night she goes out and she's on like the main stage, and she wishes for a chance to be seen, but to be seen as something that people would like. And so she's granted the wish to be an idol, essentially. And so she can be up and dancing and I don't know what the right word is, but advocate for the fact that even though mice can be kind of spooky to some people, like they can do so good at things. And because of the fact that mice are known for being a prey and running away from things, I want to combat that by making Pipsqueak be someone who runs towards things, who wants to chase things, who wants to be in the spotlight. And so like whenever I'm announced for shows, it's from a hole in the wall to the lights of the main stage because she wants to go everywhere and she wants to be able to be more than what the mouse stereotype is, if that makes sense.
So, oh, that is a great story. Breaking the stigma, breaking the stereotypes.
That's my hope. And I've had a lot of people who love like rats and mice and like even like possums who are like, I'm so happy to see a positive representation of a rodent out there because again, like they have such a stigma behind them and especially with mice, like I want to flip the table on that. Like I don't want to have my character run away from things. Like I want Pipsqueak to run towards it. She wants to try new challenges. And so that's why like my costumes will change quite a bit. Like I have three costumes that I have right now.
Mm.
I because typically idols they have one outfit for each era that they do, for example. So like Clown has for example their first outfit they've done, and then they recently just made a new outfit right before because their new song is coming out soon.
Ooh.
Um and although I would love to fit in that box because of the fact that I want Pipsqueak to be someone who takes on every challenge and adapts, because mice also can adapt to their surroundings pretty easily. They can make a home out of anywhere. So I also, when given the chance, want to change my outfits to fit wherever I'm going. So like I have my first outfit from the Maid Cafe, which was one that my friend May helped me do. I've done a collaboration with Clown, where it was Circus Party and Pipsqueak, and it was called Pipsqueak Party. And so for that, I turn into a circus mouse. So I have like a little clown outfit for Pipsqueak. And then I have my summer outfit, which is like a Swiss cheese dress. Um, I have a few more with upcoming performances like later in August that I'll be changing for as well. And I want someone commented recently, it might have been another idol, but they called me like the Mouse Barbie because I just change outfits so often. I don't stick to a uniform because mice don't stick to one place. They like to change and adapt and move on, and that's what I'm trying to do too.
That is a great story. And so basically, Remy, instead of becoming a chef in Paris, Remy would like to be a pop star.
Yeah. That's kind of how I see it too, like having that dream and then just chasing it, whatever you got to do to make it happen.
Oh, I see. I see. I love that. So take me through the process of creating a performance.
Creating a what?
A performance.
A performance. So it can go one of two ways for me personally. I do have songs that are in a playlist where I'm like, okay, someday I want to perform this as Pipsqueak. I just don't know when. Because typically Idol Fest, they'll have a theme or they'll have like some sort of box they want you to stay in. Sometimes they'll let you do like any genre, but sometimes they're like, okay, the theme is like, for example, this last one that I did, Luminous Limelight. They wanted it to be very fairy-esque. They wanted like mythical creature, whatever. So for that I can't do like let's say pop into or anything or like from Oshinoko, but I could do Snow Fairy from Fairy Tale because it fits in that realm. So it depends on the situation. If I know there's an Idol Fest I really want to go to, I'll look at the requirements and then I will scour like the internet for songs that fit in that box. I haven't quite gotten to the point where I'm doing story sets. Like there are some idols that who have like an idol sona who will make a story set, which is they will tell their story through songs and give you a little bit more lore behind their character. I haven't gotten to that point yet. There is a fest in December that I'm really hoping I get into because that would be my very first story set, where
Mm.
I could talk about the origins of Pipsqueak. But yeah, otherwise, I just kind of pick songs and I go, I'm gonna perform this one day, nothing is gonna stop me, and I hold it off to the side until I have a chance to do it. So,
Ah, well, well, good luck with that. And speaking of
thank you.
genre, I've heard before that the kind of songs you do, it's a rotating rotating music. Sometimes it's rock, sometimes it's pop because you were in a theater, it's rotating.
Yeah,
That's genius, Stuart. You gotta say
thank
that.
you. Yeah, I love it. I think
Love
it
it.
gives me like it doesn't put me in a box. And I think that's the one thing that um I used to get nervous about. Like, oh, well, if I'm strictly an idol, I have to do idol-esque music. But I love to sing a variety of music and I love to perform a variety. So if given the opportunity, I will jump genres back and forth. I don't think there'll ever be a chance for me to do a country set, but if I could, I would. Because I am from Kansas, so I hear a lot of country.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I don't know if that will ever occur. And if it does, then great. But otherwise, yeah, I do try to mix things up. I did Taku Odyssey down in Texas back in May. I did a set where I did the opening from Chainsaw Man, Kickback, and then I also did Usewa by Otto. And when I went up for my sound check, I was with all these other idols. I was the only one from out of Texas. Everyone else was from Texas, and I was like, I know nobody here. They're like, oh, she's dressed as a mouse. She's gonna do like a really cute song. And then Kickback started, and that's like a heavy, like, at least like rock song for an opening. And everyone was like, we were not expecting that. And I was like, surprise. So it's
Ah,
fun.
that's yeah. I see. I see. It's a good story. And I gotta say, you're also your own Jack FM, if you know what that is.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I I like that. And okay. Um, so how do you choose the right songs for your performances?
So if it is one that I'll be singing, I typically, even if I don't know the words yet, I'll listen to it a few times and then I'll try to start kind of singing, even if it's like on a ooh or an ah, just to kind of see if it's in my range. Because I always have to make sure. I don't want to go up there and it's out of my range or it's too low. I've had that happen before and it's a little embarrassing when I can't hit the notes that I thought I could. So that's always the first thing I look for is can I sing this song and do it confidently? My second step for picking a song when it comes to singing is can I sing this while also moving actively? Because I
Oh,
like to like not really run, but I like to walk, I like to move, I like to stay busy while I'm performing. I'm not one to just stand and sing. That's why you'll probably never see me do a ballad. Like doing a ballad is not my favorite because it's on a slower realm and I feel like I can't do as much movement because I like crowd interactions. So I will test it again. If I don't know the words, that's fine at the time because I will be moving, and just going on an ah or an ooh to see if I can like stamina wise keep up singing correctly while also being able to move. So I think that's my second step. When it comes to dancing pieces, um, I always look for ones that have a lot of like jumping or chances for me to have crowd interactions. I am a stickler. I'm not a stickler when it comes to doing a choreography like beat per beat. Like if there's a chance for me to like skip a piece of choreography and go and like wave at the audience or like I like to go down into the audience if I'm allowed to, just to like wave and like look at like talk to people or like, have that interaction piece. I look to see if the dancing gives me an opportunity for that. If it doesn't, without like disrupting the choreography, I may not go with it unless there's a piece that I know is like for a competition, for example, or I'm like, man, I really have to show like that I can do well at dancing, so I need to make sure that it's a good dancing piece. But if it has a break for me to be able to go and kind of do my own little improv, it's the perfect song. And then again, I
ah.
make sure it fits the theme as well. So,
Mm. And I want to ask this because I'm also a Toastmaster. I do public speaking speeches in front of people. So I want to ask this: how do you stay present while performing?
Um, Like staying in like the moment or how or what do you
Hmm.
mean?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, staying in the moment.
Honestly, it's I don't really know how to phrase it. I have always had like an adrenaline rush from performing. I've always loved being on a stage and like I'm always so
Oh,
nervous before. Like my friends always be like, "You're fine, like you're gonna be fine." But I'm always like super nervous before I get up there, but as soon as I'm up there and I start performing, I kind of just like go for it. Like even if I mess up, if I'm confident about it, will they know, you know?
oh
Um,
yeah.
so I'm just constantly like high energy, and if I for whatever reason like feel like I'm not doing my best or like maybe I'm forgetting something, my biggest go-to is start doing crowd interactions, or I have a lot of
Oh.
go-to like um dancing that I can do to fill in space. But it's a lot of practice because I performed all throughout high school, like theater and choir. But then when I got to college, I took a little bit of a break. So that was about 3 or 4 years. And then I got back into performing. And that first initial one or two performances was extremely nerve-wracking. And I had that stage fright like I did when I was younger. But the more I do it, the more confident I am, and the more I can just be like, okay, this is my chance to show the audience who Pipsqueak is and why I should be like a favorite of them or be someone that they want to follow their journey, you know? Like this is my chance, especially when I'm out of state, like in Missouri, Texas, things like that. I really want to be like, okay, this is not my normal community. I want to be like, you know what? I'm here. Like this is Pipsqueak. And show as much confidence as I can.
Mm. I see. I see. So basically, during theater, you basically done a lot of performance on stage a lot, I guess. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Yeah, I was in like every show that I could be in from like sixth grade on. So, and I'm elementary even, I did talent shows and stuff. So I had a lot of experience with being in front of a crowd. I did public speaking for like different organizations at my school. So being in front of a crowd doesn't really scare me too much. I actually really enjoy it. I like to crack jokes. So, I'm actually helping host a K-pop like music bingo in my city coming up here soon, and they asked if I'd be okay with being like an MC for it, and I was like, absolutely. Like I'll crack jokes and talk about it. Like that's right up my alley. So, I would say like I'm pretty confident in that area to where it doesn't bother me as much as it did like when I was first getting started.
Mhm. Good for you. Good for you. I'm glad you do that. So and so in every performance you do, what lessons do you give?
Um, so in terms of like what the audience should take from it,
Yep.
there's a couple. I haven't started doing my story sets yet, and when I start doing my
Oh.
story sets, I feel like they'll be a little bit more like there's a story to come, like a lesson to be learned from it. But without realizing it, I had because I am in like the plus size community when it comes to
Oh.
like performers and stuff. And I've had a lot of people come up to me after performances and be like, I've been too nervous to like dance or sing or do idol stuff because I wasn't sure if I'd get made fun of and things like that. And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, as long as you're having a good time, that's all that matters. And there will be people out there that want to support you, like even if it's a few people, you know? So I feel like in a way, I've been able to give a lesson of like, you can do whatever you want to do. As long as you try your best and you put your best foot forward, you know. I also like to talk about like, you know, putting a smile on everybody's face. Like, I don't want things to be sad or gloomy. So, like, there have been times where there's been technical difficulties at performances, and I'm like, it's no biggie, like letting things roll off my back and everything. So I think people can take that kind of stuff away from my sets right now. Now, when I start doing my story sets about Pipsqueak and the lore behind the character, I think my goal is for people to be able to take on the lesson of like, don't run away from things, charge two things head on, um, and you will be rewarded in the end, you know? Like, don't shy away from opportunities, reach out and grab them. Don't be afraid of being the little guy on things. Like, even if you're not necessarily the top number one person right now, it doesn't mean that you can't get there. And just because you are at a different skill level than somebody else doesn't mean that your work that you're doing doesn't matter. You know, like everything you do is important and it does influence somebody else. So choose to do something that will influence someone positively. So, yeah.
So if not doing story sets now, what kind of performances are you giving these days?
Mainly it's just singing and dancing performances.
Mm,
I haven't so the hard thing for me personally, and I'm starting to learn a little bit better how to do it, is here in the Midwest when it comes to idol performances for soloists, like one that I'm wanting to apply to, they'll only give you like 5 minutes on stage. You got 5 minutes, that's all you've got. And not that you can't do a story in that 5 minutes, but it's a little more like time constraint. But being able to have like even 15 minutes, like the one I'm looking at in December, will give you 15 minutes. That's so much more time to be able to build even like a mini chapter of like a big story. So right now it's been hard because a lot of like my time slots have been limited to like 5 to 8 minutes, and I don't want to take away from my performance part. But starting in August, I'll have one in August that'll be like a story set, to where I can start telling stories and have lessons and stuff. But I have to wait till then, unfortunately. So, yeah.
mm. Okay. Was it tough at first to practice the Japanese lyrics?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I think any language that isn't your first language is going to be hard to learn, especially when vowels and things are pronounced differently. Um, I'm trying to think of a word. I'll probably think of one later and bring it up, but there's certain words that you think would be pronounced one way in English, but in Japanese it's pronounced a different way. So it takes a lot of time and practice. And I typically like I'll have like a sheet full of the lyrics, and then I'll s slow down the song that I'm trying to learn. And really listen to every single like pronunciation, every single vowel, every single consonant, and mimic it until it's fluid and it feels natural. Because I don't want to go up and sing a song and it sound absolutely atrocious. And I don't want to make up words either because that's not okay. Like if I'm gonna go for and pronounce things in Japanese, I need to commit to it and really learn it and try my best to do it justice. So it is a little bit of a learning curve, but because I have the background of doing different languages when I was like in choir, because we would do things in like we've done stuff in Latin, we did things, I'm trying to think of the other ones, but we did a bunch of different pieces in different languages. So the practice that I used in choir, I'm taking to what I do now. So that way I can try and do my best to do justice by the songs because I love the songs that I choose. So they're my favorites as well.
so tell me what kind of Japanese songs do you love practicing?
I really like to do ones from anime because I have watched, I'm not, can't say I'm like a professional when it comes to watching anime, but I do like to watch anime a lot. So I typically try to pick songs from shows that I've watched before, because then too, when it comes to performing them, I have a little bit of a connection with them. So like I've done songs from Given, Fairy Tail, Noragami, Haikyuu, Death Parade, like some of those that I've like really, really liked watching. I eventually want to do a couple other pieces like from Naruto and things like that. So I typically lean towards those right now. But I want to slowly start getting into like some of the more like Love Live and things like that because I do know that they are popular in the idol community, so I would like to start learning those as well. The thing with some of the Love Live songs is I have a lower singing voice, and
Oh,
sometimes like the Love Live songs are a little high. So I've been trying to retrain my voice because I was a soprano in high school. So I've done high stuff, but I typically go towards artists like that have a lower register. That way it's more comfortable for performing. So
I see. And for your costume, where do you get your costumes and props for your performances?
Um, that's a good question. My first one, because it had to be done in like 2 weeks. The
Oh,
base of it was from Amazon. We had gotten like this baby doll dress and we dyed it. It originally was pink and now it's gray. But then we had made things like my giant idol bow that I have on the back of that outfit is actually a Christmas tree bow. Like it was one that was sold around Christmas time and it was pink, so I bought it and then I added yellow like ribbon to have both of my colors. So that one was a lot of store bought. My second outfit, the clown outfit, I bought the base from Goodwill and it was originally white and I dyed it gray. And then I sewed on a bunch of patches to make it like a clown, like a rag doll look to match circus parties outfits. The one I'm currently using quite a bit is my Swiss cheese dress, and that one was actually my mom's idea. She had a black and white polka dot dress in her closet, and she said, "What is stopping us from just dyeing this yellow and then cutting out all the holes?" And I was like, I don't know, like how would that look? So we tried it. We dyed it yellow. My mom like was watching one of her shows, and while I was on a trip for some idol stuff with Clown, she cut out all of the black circles and it turned into a cheese dress. I put some white uh, under like shirt and tutu underneath, and it's become probably my most popular outfit. Like when I post like reels or photos in it, they're like, "Oh my goodness, it's a mouse in a cheese dress!" Like everyone really likes it. So I like to say that my mom's the fashion designer of my stuff because she's brilliant. I mean, she's super creative as well. But a lot of times I go to Goodwills or thrift stores and I find items that match my colors or could be dyed to match my colors. And I typically buy my stuff from there. I try to avoid buying things for full price off of like Amazon or things like that because I want to be able to make my pieces unique. And so it makes it easier if I can find pieces at my local thrift stores to put together myself. I luckily have a huge group of friends that are cosplayers. So I have never sewed anything before in my life before Pipsqueak. But they taught me how to use a sewing machine and I'm able to slowly start sewing my own things. But for a while, like my specifically May and Shosh, they were the big people that helped me sew all of my stuff because I was like, I don't know how to sew things. Every time I sew, it's bunching up and I don't know what's happening. And they're like, don't worry about it. Like they're major cosplayers. I have very big appreciation for their craft because it is insane. Um, but yeah, I don't have any big props yet. I will have a giant paintbrush in August, but that one I think I actually found one at Five Below that was in my colors and I was like, perfect. Like this is what I need.
Nice. Two things. Two things. I'm glad your mom was supportive in this, eh?
Yeah, my mom is one of my biggest supporters. I'd say she's like my number one supporter. She doesn't know much about the idol world, doesn't know much about any of that, but what she does know is how to be creative and perform. Because, like I mentioned, she was a singer herself, and I get a lot of inspiration from her. She also likes to have the fun, colorful outfits, so I get a lot of like my inspo from her. So when I was like, Mom, I kind of want to rebrand and I want to be a mouse, she was like, okay, do it. And I was
Oh.
like, yeah. She's like, yeah. And so she helps me with filming too at times. Like if I need someone to help me film things, take photos, like she's a really big supporter. And I'm very thankful that she is so supportive of what I do. So,
Hmm. And and I guess so you're saying Pokera's all pink.
sorry, one more time.
So you're telling me Pokera's all pink, right?
Um, that something is all pink. Sorry, I'm like
Your old idol persona, Pokera. You're all pink.
oh, so yeah, Pipkira was actually red and black. So
Oh,
quite the opposite. Because my very first performance as Pipkira was at a Halloween event. And so we had to dress in like Halloween costumes. Well, I didn't have a lot of Halloween costumes to choose from that I felt like were idol-esque. So I had thrown together like a skirt and a blouse that I had. And I had like these little like red devil horns from like, I don't know, like an angel devil thing that one of my friends did for Halloween. So I wore those, but then obviously after Halloween, I never wore the horns again because it was just for Halloween. Um, so literally my outfit was a red skirt, a black blouse, and I think combat boots. Like that was literally it. Like there was no fun, whimsy outfit. It was just something I pulled from my closet.
oh.
Um, and because I that outfit, that whole performance actually, the one for Halloween, was last minute. I did not have a lot of time to prep for it because I would have probably done something else for like my Halloween costume. So I just had to pull things that I had at my house. And it kind of just stuck for the time being because I truly did not think that like me being like an idol was going to be something that would become almost like a second job. Um, I really just was like, oh, this is fun to perform like every once in a while. That's cool. And I was just gonna leave it at that. But like with Pip Kira, that's all it was. But when it came to Pipsqueak, it is like a second job, which I don't mind. I really do enjoy it. It just I wasn't expecting the feedback and the support I've gotten on Pipsqueak, so which I'm grateful for.
Nice. Okay. As a mouse idol, have you encountered a cat idol?
Yes, there are a couple cat idols out there in the
Oh,
world. It's funny because I'm trying to think of some of their names off the top of my head. I'm not particularly close with any cat idols right now. I would love to be. I would love to do like a collaboration like performance with a cat idol and do kind of like a mouse, cat and mouse like chase battle like performance. I
there
think
we
that'd be
go.
really silly. But there's not really a bunch of cat idols close to me that
Oh,
have necessarily reached out yet, but I would like to perform with a cat idol. I most of my like I have a friend who's a hamster idol that I do
oh.
stuff with.
Lenny
That's
Peach?
Lenny. Yeah, Lenny Peach. So I like to do stuff with them when I can. And I mean there's plenty of other animal idols. I just haven't done anything with a cat yet. So I would like
Oh.
to though.
Yeah, so well, I'm glad you are doing some with a ragdoll.
Yeah, I honestly like doing stuff with Clown has been so much fun. Like I had seen Clown perform previously at AFW last year, and I was like, oh, they're really cool. Like that's so fun. And we followed each other on social media. But then at the Maid Cafe, we were actually like where we were sitting for like the meet and greet tables, we were sitting right next to each other. And we had tons of time to talk, and we were talking about how circus mice are a thing, like from Coraline. And I was like, you know, how funny it would be just to do a collab, you know, a clown and a mouse, and then it kind of turned into a reality like 2 months later. So we've become really good friends, and it's been nice because we're able to do stuff and meet up and do content together, which is also really nice. It's not just me.
Hmm, I see. All right. Um, if they if people want to go the same path as you, what are the things right now they can do to practice?
I think well, the first thing I'll say is if you're waiting for a time to be ready, just start like right now. There's never going to be a perfect time to start. I was one of those people that was like, well, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't have this ready, or I don't know if I'll be good at this. Like, if you keep pushing off your start date, you may never start. So what I would say is figure out who you want to be as an idol. Do you want to be an animal? Do you want to be a magical, like, um, a magic girl, or do you want to be something that's like from a different universe, an alien, an angel? Like, what is it you want to be? What is it that you want to pursue? Like, what is your message? Is this just for fun? Are you wanting to turn it into like an actual career? Um, and, like I said, I find a lot of my stuff from Goodwill, and I think anybody can do that. Even if you can't sew, like some of my very, like, back in high school costumes were done with hot glue. Like, we'll figure it out, you know? Um, I would say find something, find who you want to be, even if it's not perfect yet, because I'm still figuring out Pipsqueak all of the time. I'm still constantly figuring out things that better suit who I am as a character and as an idol. But find a starting base. Okay, I want to be an angel. And I'm like, cool. Let me go find some outfits of what I think would kind of fit that. And then I would always say, like, find songs or dances you really, really like. Like, I love Love and Joy. It's an iconic little J-pop dance. So I performed that in January. It's one that I've known for years. I learned it back in like probably early high school, but it's one I really like. So find one you want to do, learn it. There are so many virtual like online idol festivals. So if you're like, oh, there's not an idol fest near me, or I'm too afraid as a new idol to go sign up for like a professional like convention idol fest, do an online one. Um, Submit your video and have you debut online. That's okay too. Don't wait for the perfect time. I mean, if you want to get started, reach out to other people too. I think some people are afraid to reach out to other idols for advice. And really, like the majority of the idol community is very supportive of each other. We want each other to succeed. So, start posting on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is and find those people. Like I became friends with Ray from Rosa Rosso And she's super sweet. When I was having some very unkind things on my Instagram and people
Oh,
weren't being the nicest, she saw on my story, she reached out to me first and we became friends and started talking. And I idolized her. Like I thought she was so cool because I love that group. But she immediately was such a supportive person. Like find those people that will support you on it, even if it's one person. That way, if you need someone to talk to or need someone to vent to, they're there because it's not always easy. It's not always happy-go-lucky. There are hard times, especially with social media. I think you need to have someone you can talk to, find out who you want to be, and just say, I'm gonna start. Get that first step in. Because even if it doesn't go perfectly, you learn something and you can grow for the next time. But I see so many pre-debut idols that are like, oh, I'm waiting for the perfect time or I'm waiting for the perfect festival. And I'm like, if you keep waiting, you may never start. Truly.
nice, nice. And would you love to turn this into a career someday?
I think it would be amazing. I've always loved performing. I love where I'm at in life right now, but if there was a perfect time to be able to or a perfect opportunity to be able to do this full time, I would. There's nothing like being able to go to a convention or a concert or a festival and perform. Like I genuinely, it brings me so much joy. I look forward to it every time. And not every performance is perfect, but like I said earlier, like you learn something from every performance. So I think this would be really cool to be a career, and I'm hoping eventually maybe. I need to start like trying to release music at some point, but that's in the future. For now, I will cover other music and collaborate with people, but it would be a dream to have this be full time.
Mm, nice. And can guys do this?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to see more male idols out there, honestly. And I think because of all like the costuming, there might be like a little bit of like oh, well, I don't want to get made fun of or anything like that. Anyone can do it though. It doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter like it doesn't matter what gender you identify with. Like you can be an idol as long as you are ready to be a positive influence. Because I think that's one thing with idols is every idol wants to be a positive influence. We want to bring joy. We want to um, be able to perform and leave people with a positive impact. And I would say that's the majority of all idols. So if you're ready to do that and you want to do that, give it a shot. I mean, I think having more male idols would be amazing in the community.
Mm, cool. And what does the work you do right now mean to you?
It means a lot. Honestly, like being Pipsqueak, like yes, I've had a lot of people talk to me about how they really enjoy like my content and they really enjoy talking to me. But in turn, I love talking to other people as well. I'm a very social person. And having something to look forward to on the weekends, for example, of like, oh, well, this weekend I'm going to be traveling to Dallas, or this week I'm going to travel to Independence, Missouri. Like, it gives me something to look forward to and it gives me a creative outlet to even though like I am myself outside of Pipsqueak, Pipsqueak is a whole another side of me that I don't get to do very often. And so it means the world to me. And it means the world to me that people want to watch my journey as well and want to see where I go with this. Um I've always had dreams of having like a little bit of a following on a social media platform. And so now that that's happening, it's kind of like my like little middle school heart that was super into like watching YouTubers and stuff. Um, it's kind of fulfilling for that because it's like, oh, like I'm also like gaining followers. I'm also gaining all these new friends and like people that are really excited to see me. I went to Independence, Missouri, like I said recently, for Luminous Limelight, and there was somebody there that was like, I have been waiting to see you live for so long now. Like I'm so excited. And I only really debuted in January, but I guess they had been following me since January. And so they were super excited. Like they were super, super like hyper. And it made my day, honestly, to know that someone was that excited to see me because I was just as excited for them to be there. My very first person down in Dallas when I went with Clown to say anime for Loving the Live. There was somebody that took like a train to travel over to Dallas because their car broke down, but they wanted to come see me perform. And I had actually asked because I take like Polaroids with people, like people can buy a Polaroid picture with me. I actually asked this person if I could take a Polaroid with them because they were the first person to ever say that they were like super pumped to see me at a performance. So I have them on my wall somewhere, like photos from other idols and stuff, and it really does make my day, and it really does like there's a different feeling of like knowing that I'm making an impact somewhere. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's what makes everything worth it.
It is. It really is. That's what really makes it worth it is being that person for other people to look up to. I've had a lot of people recently being like, "Oh, I really want to like debut as an idol. Like, what do you think?" And I'm like, 100%, like do it. What's stopping you, you know? There was somebody who messaged me recently that was like really like, well, I don't want to get made fun of for my weight or anything online. Like, I'm really nervous. And I was like, the thing with social media is it's gonna happen. Like, there's gonna be people that out there that just want to be mean. But if you have someone to be able to process those feelings that make you upset because of comments, like you'll be okay. Because I got some really, really mean comments when I first started posting on Instagram. And at first it was really bugging me, but I kind of got to a point where I was like, I'll delete it, move on, keep going. And that's what I told this person too. I was like, at the end of the day, like, do what makes you happy, perform if that's what makes you happy. Don't worry about what other people have to say about it though, because it's for you. Like, if you want to perform, then perform. Don't worry about what people have to say. Because the thing is they're going to leave a mean comment and then they're going to scroll and they're never going to worry about your content ever again. Like, unless it falls back on their feed. Like, they're not going to come back and see, oh, did they delete my comment? Or, oh, most time they want you to argue back. They're looking for that fight. So just delete the comment and move on. Pretend it never happened.
Yeah, that's basically the truth of social media at this
It
point.
really is. Yeah, it really is. So
Mm. And one last thing before quickfire: how supportive of each other is the idol community?
I'd say a majority of the idol community are very supportive of each other. I would say it has grown tremendously in the past couple years from what I've seen. There are so many idols popping up left and right. And I would say like everyone's really supportive. They want to cheer people on. And I think that's the nice thing about this community as well is like even if let's say you don't have tons of like fans per se, like every idol at every convention at an idol fest, they are your biggest fan while you're performing. I performed at a convention where the audience was super barren. There was like nobody in the audience except for the idols and then like the idols family or friends or whatever. But even though there was like barely anyone in the audience, those idols made sure that you felt like there was a full pack room. Like they were screaming, shouting, like it was very good. And I see that every time I perform. Idols are typically the number one supporters of other idols. So
Mm. Yeah, man, that's awesome. All right, one last. Okay. Before, never mind. All right, are you ready for quick fire? Answer questions quickly in under 90 seconds.
I can try my best. Whew.
You can do it. All right, here we go. One word to describe yourself.
Outgoing.
Hmm. What is your best performing tip?
My best what?
Best performing tip.
Smile, wave, jump around.
Best artist you love to listen to.
Right now it's Stray Kids. They're my favorite.
One everyday item you can't live without.
My glasses. I'm very blind without them.
Hmm. Mantra in life.
Uh, do good and good will come back to you.
Nice. Best place in Kansas for a good meal with cheese.
Meal cheese. Oh goodness. Uh, I would say the melting pot. It's like a fondue place.
Oh, nice. Best place in Kansas to go road tripping or travel.
Oh, Kansas. I absolutely love going to Wamego. There is a Wizard of Oz museum around there, and there's a lot of thrift stores and bookstores, so
Ah, one song that uplifts you.
uplifts me. Blind Spot by Stray Kids.
Hmm. Best lesson you learned in being an idol.
Uh, to always be yourself no matter what other people have to say.
Hmm. And lastly, your biggest inspiration in idol culture.
Biggest inspiration, idol culture right now would probably be Clown from Circus Party. Not because they're my friend, but because they genuinely are doing amazing things right now. So,
I see. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see it. Let's do a screenshot. Again, Pipsqueak, this was an awesome conversation.
yes, thank you for having me. I was very excited.
And any last thoughts or comments?
Um, I don't think so. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be here and thank you for wanting to talk to me.
I know. And anywhere we can find you in social media.
I am on Instagram at Pipsqueak Idol, with nothing in between, just lowercase Pipsqueak Idol. And then on TikTok, I am on Pipsqueak the Mouse Idol. So,
All right. Again, Pipsqueak, thank you for coming to the meetup spot.
yes, thank you.